Hi, everybody. This is another reading for March 11th, and this one is just going to be about I think every sign. I'm going to do one card for every sign based on the energies, the collective energies of the previous reading. Okay, so you'll have to go look at the other reading. That one focused on temperance as a focal point for the progression of energies that have been happening for the last 3 weeks. That's like a little microcosm of the bigger energies that we've been going through for the last, 6 or 7 months. Okay, so that's a half-hour reading, but you are watching this on YouTube. So if you didn't already know, you can increase the speed, the playback speed of these videos, and it doesn't change the pitch of my voice or anybody's voice. It's really handy. Even if you're doing, if you're learning music or something, you can slow things down too. And it doesn't change the pitch of the music or the voice. So we don't sound like little chipmunks or go from alto to soprano to baritone. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to start with Aries. Okay, so just remember, we went from 4 of Pentacles 3 weeks ago to 6 of Pentacles to Temperance as of yesterday's vibe. Okay. Bottom of the deck. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Pentacles, which I kind of felt that this was going to be more in the realm of like a love reading, collective love reading. And just behind that is the 6 of Pentacles, like I just said. So I should probably put my glasses on, actually. Let's just take a moment, and that way I'll be able to see better. I'll use all of my senses. Okay. Oh, it's amazing. I always do that. It's like, I have glasses. I should actually use them. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So we're going to go Aries. It's the same energies. So don't jump ahead to your sign. There's a progression here. The previous reading was this collective energy of everybody. Collective, right? We get that. But then as we're going through, you're going to see all of these little elements show up. Okay, so just bear with me a second. It's getting exciting. I think I'll pull a clarifying card for each from a different deck. Just one. One clarifier. Not more than that. Woo! Okay. 4 more to go. Just bear with me here. Wow. Okay. Bottom of the deck. 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords. So overthinking to the extreme, ready to put it down. So we go from 8 of Swords. The progression is 8 of Swords, feeling mentally you're trapped. Physically, you're not trapped. You're trapped in something, some perceived limitation, a glass ceiling, a limiting belief. It's something that you're not ready to face, all that sort of thing. And then we move into the 9, that overthinking, anxiety, lots of stress, worry. Even if you can push it away during the day, it usually pops up at night. It's usually a person sleeping with like this, agony and anxiety. And then we move into the 10. We're ready to walk away from the overthinking. It's the final step before we reset to the 1, where it's all fresh, new ideas. Okay, so Aries. I'm going to get my other deck ready. 1 second here. I should have planned this out a little bit, but I didn't. I'm just winging it like I always do. If you haven't figured that out already, I just kind of go with the flow. Okay, so Aries, we have the 5 of Wands. Going back to the previous reading, for the collective, we're moving from that divine feminine energy at the spring equinox. That Aries is coming in. That strong masculine emperor energy is coming in assertively, not aggressively, assertively. There's some, I don't know if you've ever watched tides coming in and out. It's the weirdest thing. You look out over the water and you can see, you can actually see 2 types of water, 2 energies of the water kind of mixing. The surface texture of the water is different, and it's that kind of feeling here for Aries. Okay. There's not really a time frame on this because I'm sensing this is leading up to March 21st. It could be right now, it could be closer to the equinox, it could be, a week into Aries season. The universe does not see time in our 3D. Okay, I just need to clarify for the 5 of Wands. Page of Wands. Page of Wands. Okay, so lighten up that assertiveness. That's what I would say. Lighten up the assertiveness a little bit. Don't be too headstrong. You're going in with all of this power. Just be forthright, direct, soften it. Go from being like a teenager to like a 5-year-old with the assertiveness. Okay. Then we've got Taurus. Ace of Swords. I just said Ace of Swords. Okay. The intellect. This is it's kind of like, well, let's allow Aries to do its pushing through the door, and then we can kind of walk in there like this, kind of clear thinking, head held high, let the information come in. You might be doing a new course of study. That full moon is in Virgo, so that's kind of beneficial for Taurus as well. Okay, so why is that Ace of Swords here? Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this is a positive shift. We kind of look at the 2 symbols together. This is a spiral and this is a wheel. So it is more like a spiral. You're hitting a new chapter, but you're at a different level. Clearer thinking, better vision, better information, better quality of information coming to you, able to discern what information is there. This is for our next. Okay. Then we have Gemini. This is again a card that came up in my class for the week ahead. Now, the 3 of Wands is actually standing there getting ready to ride that wave. Whatever it is that you're trying to implement, things have calmed down. Don't wait too long. You're ready to move. You're ready to hop on that next wave. And the clarifying card for that is strength. So there's, we combine that with the feeling of temperance that's sort of covering everything. This is, you have the strength, you have the ability. You don't over plan it. Just when you see that wave, hop on it. Okay. Then we have Cancer, wish fulfillment. It's one of my favorite cards. And in this deck, I really like it because it has that feeling of the Fool. It almost feels to me like, when you look at those fish tanks and they have like a treasure chest underneath, in the water, it almost feels like she's floating up in the fish tank or something, or like underwater, and she's floating up to the surface where the light is. But it's this like wild abandon kind of feeling of plenty, all your wishes coming true. And we get a clarifying card for that. Cancer's been having some nice energy though for the last little while, I have to say. Okay. The Knight of Wands. So it's a bit of a similar energy, and we're going to see something with Pisces as well, because Pisces actually has the Knight of Wands in this deck. So water signs. This is water. This is fire. A little bit steamy. Somebody rushing through. Could be an offer. Could be a steamy, love affair. Cancer, Leo. Leo, we've got the Knight of Cups. This is an offer. This is definitely usually a love offer. It's usually somebody showing up with something. They're not overly assertive. They might be a little wishy-washy. Okay. Overthinking. Up at night, wondering, worrying, fixated on a word. Okay. So this guy shows up, not gender specific, but in the card it's a guy. He shows up with an offer, whatever that offer is. If it's an offer of love or work or whatever, something that fulfills you. And there's this. So either this is you overthinking this offer to the point of, making yourself crazy, or this guy is overthinking making this offer to you. But either way, these are conflicting energies, and they're giving me a headache as I'm doing it. So if it's you, don't do that. Virgo. Virgo new moon, Virgo full moon. This is a really nice card because this is this is like helps you get out of that Virgo energy of the overly nitpicky, compartmentalizing need for perfection that never happens card. You can transcend that during this full moon. So if that's you, Virgo, this is a chance to let go of some of that, I was going to say resistance and restriction, all of that in one. Okay, so why is the Hierophant here? It's like being mindful, that's what it is. Being more mindful about the tasks that you're doing, and less about the... You actually got two things. You have the Magician, and you have that Four of Pentacles, and that Four of Pentacles is the thing that was coming out. 3 weeks ago, as I mentioned in the other video, just before this one. So you have the ability to put everything forward. You totally do. But that Four of Pentacles is like where you start calculating and compartmentalizing and going, well, I did this much and that needs to be there and this needs to be here. And it lends into this like hoarding and this being stingy. And it doesn't necessarily mean being stingy out there with people or things or situations. It can be you being restrictive in these little boxes, and that cuts off the flow of abundance for you. Okay, then we have Libra. This is awesome. Four of Wands, 1111, foundations. Could be a proposal. Doesn't feel like that in this case. It feels more like letting loose, because there's some kind of foundation or commitment or something, like you're able to like, it frees something up because something has been solidified, which Libra likes a lot. Okay, so let's just clarify that. Yeah, you got 3 here. So I was going to say, as I was shuffling, I was getting a major headache, tension headache all across. Now, Libra is what? About balance. And then there's our weekly card, Temperance. And in connection with that, we have that Ten of Swords and the Two of Swords. And I'm sorry that other signs only one card came out. I was only looking for one card. Libra got 3. A lot to say for Libra. So Libra seems to have been going through a mentally frustrating, agonizing time. And Libra is trying to create balance, really striving to create balance. So it looks like Libra is finally able to cut loose here a little bit, which is nice, finally. Whatever all this was about, it's coming to an end with this as we approach the equinox. Okay, Scorpio. I know this is a fire sign, and it's typically more Sagittarius or Leo vibe, specifically Leo. There is something that feels very Scorpio-like. Okay, so this is creative inspiration. It doesn't matter if it's male or female. It's inspiring. It can be a little fickle, but at least there's like a resurgence of vitality happening here. Realizing that you've got this magic in your hand, and it's like you did that. You forgot. You're just remembering now. Okay, let's see. Clarifier. There it is. The Fool. It's perfectly aligned to this. Okay, that reset button. You were stuck. Scorpio, you were stuck. There was something that you couldn't find your creative juices, something like that, and it's kicking back in, and you're like, oh, there it is. Like it's like you misplaced it. That's what it is. Okay, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we've got the High Priestess. Tapping into your intuition, and also something that was hidden. Something was out of reach for you. So hold on. Everybody feels like there was something kind of on pause in some form or fashion. And it's all sort of unlocking and moving forward. So with Sagittarius now, it feels like there was a missing piece somewhere, and you kind of put it out of your mind and continued with your whatever, your daily life, your daily chores, your all the things you can, the practical aspects of your life. This other aspect is coming forward. It's you're like, oh, there it is again. I shouldn't even say again. It's not again like the way Scorpio was. This is like something appearing, a missing puzzle piece. Had that puzzle piece shown up before, you wouldn't have done all these other things to get there. And it could be a job, it could be a project, it could be something taking you away to a different place when you should have been focusing on this, or even a person. Okay. There's a feminine energy to that. I think Sagittarius was a little late to the party with the divine feminine, divine masculine dynamic compared to everybody else. However that applies to you, it doesn't have to be in a love relationship. Okay, there it is. The start of something. The start of something. Previously thought it was a delay, and it was a delay. It's just that it's to your advantage. So that thing is coming up. This is a very good a launching point right now. The next week or so, or even the end of, from now to the, I think even till the 7th of April or so. Launching something. Maybe it's a new job, you're purchasing something, you're planning a trip, a project, or something that you wanted to do, anything like that. Okay, Capricorn. She's got a very interesting stance here. So there's 3 cups, 3 bowls, like in this case. She doesn't see the new opportunity being offered to her. She's bummed out because she's bored with the other 3 that she's always had, unable to see. There's a new possibility full of color, lots of rainbows over there. She just can't see it. Capricorn. Okay. Why is the 4 of Cups here? Wow. One card came out, but I was feeling another card in the other hand, so I pulled them both out. The first card was the 7 of Pentacles. So this is an opportunity for money. That other cup, this other cup that's being offered, is a financial opportunity. Growth. Not the slowest growth. It's pretty good growth. It's not instant growth, but it's not, yeah, it's good. It's a nice climb. And then we've got the Ace of Cups too. So this cup that's being offered is this. It's this cup. And so that is also a love offer. First sign of something romantic popping up, so to speak. Then we have Aquarius. Self-care time. Aquarius has been going through these cycles of like lots of energy, no energy, lots of energy, no energy, lots of activity, no activity. Kind of like these bursts and start, start and stops and starts. Self-care, nesting, comforting. Okay, why is the 4 of Swords here? Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Don't spend too much time in the self-care. It can become habitual. It's just enough self-care. It's kind of like get out of your shell. Get out of your shell. Do just enough. Okay, so instead of this is the way I'm seeing it visually, you have these big chunks of self-care, big blocks of self-care, and then a big block of doing. Big block of self-care, big block of doing. And it's saying, what I'm seeing is take them down into like little blocks. Imagine that's like big giant Lego and then big giant Lego. And you dismantle them. So you've got self-care, action, self-care, action, self-care, action. Because the focal point is this financial opportunity, work-related, money-related, investment projects, whatever. This needs your attention. This development needs your attention. This is not little money. This is big money. So optimize that downtime and do something. It's like that. It's smaller chunks of both things. And then Pisces. So this goes back to Cancer. So the clarifying card for Cancer was the Knight of Wands. The card in this deck for Cancer was the Nine of Cups. So I'm curious to see how that balances out. Water signs. So Scorpio had the Queen of Wands. So we have a lot of fire energy here for the water signs for some reason today. Not two of them. Page of Pentacles and Three of Wands. Okay, so this is for Pisces. This is pretty balanced. This balances out that Knight of Wands energy, which is this feisty, running forward, wild abandon, whatever it is, projects, work related, love, even intellectually, it can be all of those things, inspiration, ideas, creativity, all of that stuff. But this is pretty grounded. So we also got the Three of Wands for Gemini as well. Remember, in this deck, it's this one. Okay, so it's kind of neat. In this case, it's a pair of glasses, like being able to see, to look forward into the future a little bit. I always call this card setting like your Google Maps to a destination. The two, you don't even know the destination. You know you're going to go somewhere, but you're kind of looking out the window going like, I would like to go somewhere. And then the Three of Wands is like, I know where I'm going. I don't know how to get there. You program it into Google, it navigates you. But with that, the Page of Pentacles is a very good page. All the pages are juvenile energy. It's usually younger, or they're messengers or things like that. But the Page of Pentacles is a very sound, grounded energy. It's usually documents, messages, letters, emails, and things like that. So having these three things together, this rushing forward might not even be you. It could be because of these things. It might even be more like this clarifies these two feelings as opposed to the other way around. There is an offer, there's news, there's a letter, there's a document, something like that, which allows you to set your sights on something. Or you set your sights on something, documents come, whatever, paperwork, contracts, messages, emails, and then you're able to do this. Kind of feels that way. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to pull another card from the Oracle deck just to, I don't know, tie this all together somehow. Well, that was easy. Honesty. Honesty says, okay, this is good. My ears are clicking away. This is the right one. Okay, honesty. How can I read this to you? I can't see if I do that. Sorry. Love, compassion, and truth will heal the present situation Be honest with yourself. Discover what it is that you truly desire. Then speak your truth clearly. Always speak with love and compassion, and know that the truth will never harm anyone when spoken from a place of love. Okay, well that feels right. When we look at Temperance, starting things off, so sandwiching this whole reading for the collective and all of the clarifying cards. And don't just focus on yourself, focus on that progression of everybody together. Because you've also got rising signs and everything. So you've got rising signs and everything. How about that? Now that's the technical term. And then, so we sandwich this whole reading with temperance and honesty. I think that's very fitting. Whatever you have to say, I think there's a lot of clarity here in self-expression. Everybody sort of has that vibe. Ooh, I'm getting chills. So all of the self-expression that is happening for every person here, there's this opening up with honesty, and that is tempered with love and compassion. So with all of that in the mix, it smooths things out back to temperance again. Everything happens in divine timing because it's smooth and comfortable. And there might be some discomfort because we start off with Aries having the Five of Wands. Yeah, the Five of Wands. But it's not major discomfort. It's a moment of discomfort. Everybody feels that way. You have to say something to somebody, or you have to be vulnerable, or you want to say the truth. And there's a little bit of angst, but it's just a little bit of angst, and you let it out, and it's sweet or kind and compassionate or loving, soft, whatever it is that you have to do to express yourself. Maybe it's not even telling somebody something, it's just expressing your truth. You don't know how that's going to be received. It can even be something like, I have a book coming out and I'm concerned. I found myself being concerned what people will think of it. And somebody said to me, like, who gives up what they think? And it's true. I did it. So there's like a momentary ooh, and then temperance. All right. So that's it for today. I'm going to do another one tomorrow, maybe another two, but we'll say at least one. If you get another one out of me, that's a bonus. And that's it for now. All right. Have a lovely Friday evening.